Hello and welcome to Americans Learn. My name is Lauren, and today I am going to be looking at Time-Lapse of the Future, A Journey to the End of Time by melodysheep. This was requested for me by patron user Selgald, so thank you very much for suggesting it. I'm really looking forward to getting into it. I don't really know what to expect. Is this going to be science fiction, or is it going to be closer to science fact? I don't know. I have heard of melodysheep, but I don't remember if I've ever seen one of their videos. So again, I'm very excited to get into this. I'm not sure what to expect. So thank you again for requesting it. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like the video and let us know in the comments below that this is the kind of thing you want to see more of. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. You can also join our Discord, and that way you'll always be the first to know whenever we put out a new video. All right, and now, without any further ado, let's begin. Let's learn something, y'all. What does our future hold? Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence. All right, Helen Keller. What does the future look like? How will the universe meet its end? Well, yeah, probably not. Okay, so it is going to be something real. Exponentially doubling our speed every 5 seconds. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, did melodysheep do the space one? Did I see that one before? I might have. Ooh, the future will surely evolve as we probe for more clues, but one thing is clear. What? The universe has only just begun. 2019.
The Holocene has ended.
What
we do now, and in the next few years.
Anthropocene era. Is that okay? That's the era we're in.
Ended. What we do now, and in the next few years, will profoundly affect the next few thousand years.
All right, so it looks like they think that we're going to be on Mars by the 2040s.
The only conditions modern humans have ever known so far are changing, and changing fast.
Ooh.
Nothing stays the same on this planet. Everything changes. The Earth is going into one of these jumps, and you don't know what is going to be on the other side of those jumps. The Earth is always
Earth's
jumping.
magnetic field flips. Oh, actually, okay, so it's talking about the Earth's magnetic field flipping, which is interesting because very recently, actually, the core started in reverse directions, which is apparently something that happens every so often, which I do think is kind of cool. That like the core will like apparently occasionally just stop and then switch. So like the idea that the Earth's magnetic field could also rotate directions, that's interesting and highly plausible.
The other side of those jumps. The Earth is always jumping. Things move on this planet.
Okay, so they're telling us not until like the 50s and 5,000, 6,000s we're going to have a drastic rise in sea level. I feel like this particular shot looks like it was taken from the movie 2012, though.
Things are not still. Everything is turning.
Antares goes supernova. Ooh. Alrighty. Okay, so it takes 30,000, obviously tens of thousand years for constellations to begin wandering or changing places. Because I know that like back in like ancient Egyptian times and stuff, they had different constellations, right? So how long does it actually take? Voyager passes another star. Oh, they say the Voyager's still going to be out there in 70,000 years. That's really cute. 50,000 years. Super volcano. Lasts a long time, this super volcano. All right. Beetlejuice goes supernova. Ooh, I want to see a Mars ring by Saturn's rings. All right, so I have a little bit of a question about like the timeline that they're doing. They said that they're going to be increasing by 5s or whatever, but I'm just like this. I think I might have missed how they said they're going to be jumping forward. So I'm at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow, guys. All right, I just want to relook and see how they're jumping forward. Because I think I might have misunderstood how their timeline is working. Okay, we'll travel through time exponentially, doubling our speed every 5 seconds. Okay, so yeah, it's not, I don't really know still then. That's fine. It just seems like some of these things, it's like, if this is the year, if this is the year 142,608,350, it's like, why does it take X amount of years, like however many years it takes for the asteroid to stop exploding?
As it begins to run out of fuel, the sun won't simply fade away to nothing.
Ooh.
Its core will collapse, and the extra heat this generates will cause its outer layers to expand. The sun is now dead. Its remains slowly cooling in the freezing temperatures of deep space.
I think that's basically what happened in a Doctor Who episode, right? The sun exploded. It didn't become a white dwarf, though.
The fate of the sun is the same as for all stars. One day, they must all eventually die, and the cosmos will be plunged into eternal night.
All stars eventually will run out of fuel. The temperature of the universe drops. The stars, one by one, in the night sky.
After a few trillion years.
Turn off. And there'll be no more new stars created.
Oh.
And so that the universe will end not with a bang, but with a whimper.
All right, Lanks News. But like, or no, who's that?
And not in fire, but in ice.
Whitman? Age of Starlight, yikes. The degenerate era? I like the name of that. I'm just not with a bang, but with, I just want to remember who said that. T.S. Eliot. Well, I don't know my poets, apparently. I know their names. Cosmic Boneyard. That is an amazing name for a band. The Cosmic Boneyard. Stellar Force.
With no fuel left to burn, a white dwarf's faint glow comes from the last residual heat from its extinguished furnace.
Like a pilot light.
Looking at it from where the Earth is now, it would only generate the same amount of light as the full moon on a clear night.
That's not so bad.
The faint glow of white dwarfs will provide the only illumination in a dark and empty void littered with dead stars and black holes.
Planet dust.
In some ways, it's kind of a ghost universe. It's the corpses, the zombie stars, that will take us into the future.
That's also a good band name. Get out of here. Go home. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, so pretty. Oh, surviving life forms. Like, I'm imagining some kind of bacteria, yeah? Little cells, single cells, probably are the only things alive. That's cool.
A black dwarf will be the final fate of those last stars. White dwarfs that have become so cold that they barely emit any more heat or light. Black dwarves.
So, like, I thought that they were saying, too, that when the stars, like, when the white dwarfs collided, they created new stars. I guess, no, they're just exploding on each other. Because I was thinking if it would be possible for, like, the white dwarfs to, like, explode, like, to hit each other and become something new. Like, and that could be, like, you know, a reset button, essentially.
A dark, dense, decaying balls of degenerate matter. Little more than the ashes of stars. Their constituent atoms are so severely crushed that black dwarfs are 1,000,000 times denser than our sun.
Wow.
Stars take so long to reach this point. We believe there are currently no black dwarfs in the universe.
Wow. I'm not singing Muse, you're singing Muse. They're up in a blaze of glory. Why? Why do they do that? Is that just a thing that happens? Like, they've been dormant forever. Suddenly they're just going out. Why? What are they doing now? Why? Huh? That's cool, though. I guess I just want to know what the impetus was for them to do their thing. Looks like blood. 1,000,000 trillion years. That's gorgeous. The rotational of black holes becomes the last reliable source of power for any exotic future civilizations. So, okay, so they're not assuming necessarily that everybody's dead. It's just like a cold, dark universe, essentially. But, like, there might still be civilizations. I like that they're not, like, discounting the idea of civilizations. It's optimistic of them. They would be very different than humans.
That's based on really the energy available to us now. You could imagine living conscious systems which have a very different pace and therefore can extend out at least a lot farther than you'd imagine otherwise. You could have a living system where if it had a thought every 10 trillion years, that would seem normal. Even if our life dies out, one could imagine at some time arbitrarily far in the future, a fluctuation occurs which allows intelligent life to exist again for a little while. So you might have islands in time of intelligence.
Trillion. As the expansion of the universe accelerates, it begins to spread matter apart faster than the speed of light. At this point, distant galaxies and stars are receding so fast that their light has become undetectable. The secrets of the cosmos are locked away forever. And yet we continue. right, current theories predict that the atoms themselves will begin to decay, destroying all remaining matter in the universe. After a trillion years, matter is finally destroyed.
One of the fundamental building blocks of atomic matter, of what makes us up, can just spontaneously fall apart.
Any material that evades the pull of a black hole eventually dies away as its protons disintegrate.
It's unproven. Okay, so we don't actually know. It's an interesting thought, though.
The matter inside black dwarfs, the last matter in the universe, will eventually evaporate away and be carried off into the void as radiation, leaving absolutely nothing behind.
Interesting theory.
With the black dwarfs gone, there won't be a single atom
We a baby. That's good. This is so dramatic. I love it.
The arrow of time creates a bright window in the universe's adolescence, during which life is possible. But it's a window that doesn't stay open for long. As a fraction of the lifespan of the universe, as measured from its beginning to the evaporation of the last black hole, life, as we know it, is only possible for 1,000th of a billion billionth billionth of a percent.
Oh my god.
Black holes become the fundamental building block of the universe. A galaxy will basically be a supermassive black hole in a center with smaller black holes orbiting it.
Okay.
Zombie galaxies filled with black holes continue to evolve.
They'll lead each other and they'll get bigger, and maybe they'll fall into the supermassive black hole and it'll get bigger. The universe will still be an exciting, dynamic place. It's just that the timescales you're talking about are now trillions of years instead of thousands or millions of years.
Like Spore. Black hole mergers become the main event. Now I'm imagining like a wedding ceremony with black holes. Wow. Gravity waves.
Black holes can bang on space-time like mallets on a drum.
That's a cool effing, like, I like that thought. Black holes can bang on space-time like mallets on a drum. Are we like about to get into the time travel era?
A drum. Holes. black holes can bang on space-time like mallets on a drum.
Or like sending reverberations back through time.
And they have a very characteristic song. Imagine two black holes that have lived a long life together. At the end of their lives, they're going around each other, crossing thousands of kilometers in a fraction of a second. As they do so, they leave behind in their wake a ringing of space, an actual wave on space-time. Space squeezes and stretches as it emanates out from these black holes banging on the universe. Those are the gravitational waves. They're literally the sounds of space ringing. And they will travel out from these black holes at the speed of light as they ring down and coalesce to one spinning, quiet black hole.
Okay, but what does that mean?
If you were standing near enough, your ear would resonate with the squeezing and stretching of space. You would literally hear the sound. Imagine a lighter black hole falling into a very heavy black hole. The sound you're hearing is a light black hole banging on space each time it gets close. As it falls in, it gets faster and it gets louder.
Whoa.
Scientists used to think black holes were immortal, but even these will one day die.
Now we're talking about time scales of unimaginable length, quadrillions of years into the future. On that time scale.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I was wondering if for a second there, I was like, what is a quadrillion? Like, is that like 4 trillions? But there's 5 trillions here, so I don't even know. I'm not going to do math. Don't make me do math. Don't tell me in the comments.
Scale, even the black holes begin to evaporate.
According to quantum mechanics, space is filled with virtual particles, antiparticles, that are constantly materializing in pairs, separating, coming together again, and annihilating each other. In the presence of a black hole, one member of a pair of virtual particles may fall into the hole, leaving the other member without a partner with which to annihilate. The forsaken particle appears to be radiation emitted by the black hole.
Forsaken particle.
And so, black holes are not eternal. They evaporate away at an increasing rate until they vanish in a gigantic explosion. Quantum mechanics has allowed particles and radiation to escape from the ultimate prison, a black hole.
This is a very jaunty tune for talking about the death of the universe. Da, 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 da. The darkness one by one. It's like a fireworks. Over a really long time, though. driven by yet a mysterious force we don't understand. This is the frontier of human knowledge, a frontier ripe for exploration and discovery.
Philosophers and poets have asked the question, will the world end in fire or ice? We can now give an answer. The latest evidence shows that the universe is not slowing down, but it's speeding up out of control. And the universe, we think, will die in ice. Trillions upon trillions of years from now.
Empty space itself has energy. In every little cubic centimeter of space, whether or not there's stuff, whether or not there's particles, matter, radiation, or whatever, there is still energy even in the space itself. And this energy, according to Einstein, exerts a push on the universe.
What is the weird stuff that's accelerating the universe? We call it dark energy. And this stuff,
right? Because that it just means that we don't know what it is, right? Like that's what dark energy, dark matter is. It just means that we don't know what it is yet. It's dark. We're in the dark about it. I know that sometimes in like Star Trek or whatever, they'll use it to be, it's some kind of evil force or whatever. But like, I'm pretty sure in actual scientific terms, if something is dark, it just means we don't understand it yet. We don't have another name for it.
Dominant stuff of the universe. Almost 3/4 of the matter energy content of the universe is this dark energy. And we don't know what it is.
Dark energy, unlike matter or radiation, does not dilute away as the universe expands. This has crucial implications for what the universe is going to do in the future.
So what will be the future of the universe? Well, if the dark energy remains dominant and repulsive, the universe will expand forever.
Okay.
Faster and faster and faster with time. A runaway universe.
70% of the energy of the universe resides in empty space, and we don't understand why. But we do know what will happen. If that energy continues to be there, the universe will become cold and dark and empty. That's the future as it might be. We don't know because we don't yet understand the nature of dark energy. Until we do, we won't know the future. We won't even understand our own origins, and that's why we want to know and study this subject.
Crunch. All right. Given a boost, it could tear the universe apart at the seams. So we're either gonna rip it, crunch it, flick it, bop it. Physicists increasingly suspect there may be multiple universes beyond our own, each with their own unique laws of physics. I'm a believer in a multiverse. You know? Until it's proven that it doesn't exist, sure, why not? I'll believe in it. Like, I'm more of a, I'll basically believe in stuff until it's proven otherwise kind of thing. I believe there's so many things that we don't understand, and like, why shouldn't there be multiple universes? I don't believe that people switch between them. I know that is a theory people have. That I don't think will ever happen. I don't think that even if there are multiple universes kind of stacked up on top of each other, like no one is going to be crossing over. We're not going to experience a multiverse connection. You know, because I think it's out there. I think it could be out there. I think it could absolutely be out there. Why not? But I do not think that there will be a collab between a couple of universes. And at least part of the reason is kind of what they mentioned here, like different laws of physics. Things would work differently because it's a different universe. I kind of like the idea of like every choice you make creates a different universe. That's kind of fun to think about. I don't know how well that holds up for real. That I think is just a way that we kind of assuage ourselves. It's like, well, if I had done, like, we just torture ourselves with that, essentially. It's like, well, if I had done XYZ differently, how would the universe look? And like, we all have those things. It's like, well, if I had never been born, what would the world look like? We wonderful life it. We all wonder that, but like, and who knows, like that's fun to speculate about, but I don't think that that's necessarily the kind of thing that's happening in other universes. But again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to talk about. Like I said, I believe it's totally possible. But we will probably never know for sure. Like, it is also a fun like a fun little conspiracy theory. I don't know. That's not really the right word, but like, it's fun to like speculate. Well, maybe all of the fiction that we have in our universe is happening somewhere else, and due to like reverberations, maybe it's the black holes reverberating through space-time. That's how we know about things. It's real somewhere. It's somebody's real life, but then like it reverberates to our universe and we write it down as fiction. I mean, that's just fun. I think that there was a story that happened in. It was like an Alice in Wonderland trilogy, wherein Wonderland was like another place that they would come up with stuff there. The cool things that they liked, they'd send through like a magic portal, and like the ideas would land in the minds of humans, essentially. So that is how things get created, is because they start out in a different universe and then they pop into human brains. Like, it's a fun idea to play around with.
The forecast does seem to be for an ever colder, ever emptier universe.
But still living, apparently.
But then, of course, we have to ask, could that end
or still expanding? To a new beginning? I also kind of like the idea that like the universe we're currently living in isn't, the OG. Like if like he was just saying, like it could lead to a new beginning. If this has happened before, it expands and expands and expands and expands until it can't anymore. And then, we get a big bang, and then then it starts anew, essentially. I that's kind of fun too, to like this isn't the first one. Who knows how many we've had? But again, if you do sort of, I don't know. I think it's fascinating to think about, but I do not personally know enough about it to discuss it with any kind of, like I don't know what I'm talking about. I just think it's fun to talk about, even if I don't know what I'm saying.
And
Nonsense.
There are ideas whereby what actually is the end of our universe could, in some sense, be linked to the beginning of a new one.
I definitely thought that's where they were going several times in this video. Some speculate there may be a way to escape our universe before entropy erases everything. Ooh. They did a Doctor Who episode about this too. It's not a good idea. It's a bad plan. We could create simulated virtual energy. Okay. That's what they did in Soma, I think. Right? Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers for Soma.
We've worked out the mathematics, the equations. They seem to say that if you have an atom smasher that can concentrate tremendous amounts of energy at a single point, you can perhaps open up a gateway, a baby universe.
Oh, right. I remember that being
Facing the death of everything there is, this perhaps is their only possibility of escape. And this also raises a very intriguing possibility, sheer speculation of course, that perhaps any universe that has intelligent life in it will create baby universes, will create lifeboats, and proliferate child universes. So an evolution may take among universes in the multiverse. Survival of the fittest may take place. So those universes which do not have intelligent life are infertile. They have no children. But those universes that have mild temperatures, stars like us, would create civilizations that can open up child universes, and they would then proliferate.
If there is no way to escape the universe, the entropy will march on, destroying the last remaining supermassive black holes. As the last one explodes and dies, it bathes the universe in light one more time. Not that anyone will be around to see it.
After an unimaginable length of time, even the black holes will have evaporated, and the universe will be nothing but a sea of photons gradually tending towards the same temperature as the expansion of the universe cools them towards absolute zero.
So many trillions in this. So many trillions of years away.
Once the very last remnants of the very last stars have finally decayed away to nothing, and everything reaches the same temperature, the story of the universe finally comes to an end.
I love it. Time becomes meaningless, as if time hasn't been meaningless for like several trillion years by now.
Comes to an end.
Also, time became meaningless back in 2020, Anna. Am I right? Time means nothing.
For the first time in its life, the universe will be permanent and unchanging. Entropy finally stops increasing because the cosmos cannot get any more disordered. Nothing happens, and it keeps not happening forever.
Wow. Just like I think I recognized David Attenborough's voice, but like without realizing it was him, and Stephen Hawking's voice. I know the names of Brian Cox, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah. That's it. Those are the names I know. But I did not recognize Neil deGrasse Tyson's voice. Well, that was beautiful. I really want to see something like that at like the planetarium, you know, just like it, because it was gorgeous, and I would love to see that on like on a huge screen, with the music and everything just all around that, because that was lovely. I mean, wow. I mean, again, there was a couple of times where I felt like the music was like, this doesn't really fit with what we're saying. I was like, I feel like I had a little dance party while the stars were exploding. I just felt like a supervillain for a minute there. But I mean, it was like the animations are absolutely beautiful. They look, if that's really what the stars exploding is going to look like, I mean, I kind of wish I could watch it. Like, it was, I mean, I guess I really don't have a better word to say than beautiful. I really don't. I'm looking at like some of the other like Melody Sheep videos on the side here, and it was like the Sounds of Space, a Sonic Adventure to Other Worlds. That is something that I have seen. I don't think I watched it on this channel, but I think that's the reason I was thinking I've seen something of Melody Sheep's before. I just couldn't remember what it was. It was the sound. I definitely watched the Sounds of Space video, but I think I watched that one on my own. It might have been for Chicago Reacts. Either way, I know I've seen that video. So anyway, I like Melody Sheep's stuff. I mean, it's always beautiful. It's always entertaining and educational. Again, I feel like I spent a lot of time speculating, but guess what? This whole video was kind of speculation. A lot of their speculations were grounded in fact, whereas mine is grounded in nothing but fantasy. But it's still fun to watch. And so thank you so much, Selgard, for suggesting this to me. I really enjoyed it. If anybody else has something that they would like to suggest, you can comment below. Becoming a patron possibly puts you up a little higher on the priority list on occasion, which is another fun reason to become a patron. But, like, I do read the comments. I try and I take, like, notes of things that people ask me to react to. So, you've got a chance. Make sure you like and subscribe, because we do need that. It does help the channel. The more likes and subscribers we get, the better our algorithm gets and the more things that we can watch. So, again, thanks, everybody. I don't feel insignificant in the slightest at all after that. Totally fine. Not questioning my place in the universe. Not worried about the fact that I'm a speck of dust. We're fine. No existential crisis is here. We're good. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.